Hey guys, how are you doing today? Welcome to the daily Seabird vlog. What have I done so far? Well, we had a community house meeting, which was quite good. It's always difficult because it depends what you compare it with, of course. If you compare it to our meetings, it was pretty good, pretty productive. What have I learned today? Learning outcomes? Well, one was that you have to repeat stuff a lot of times. Don't tell only one time, tell it 2 times, 3 times. If you really want a group to get some information, you have to tell them a lot of times, you have to send it out per mail, you have to remind people. That's really something I learned again today. But the cool thing was we had the meeting on the terrace. Wait, I'm gonna show you. That's the terrace. I love it so much. So yeah, that is our terrace, which is really cool, really cool. There are some things I want to tell you about the topic of spirituality, because I've heard from some of my friends, oh, you're doing things like you're going to sharing circles, or you're going to A Course in Miracles, and so on. And I heard also some critique on this. Because people said, hey, you've studied philosophy and these philosophers, they fought for enlightenment and against religion, and why are you doing this spiritual stuff? Well, one thing. First of all, I think you have to decide or distinguish between stuff that is spiritual and certain practices. For example, meditation. You can meditate and be a only rational, scientific thinking guy. You sit down actively and calm down and breathe. That this gets yourself centered again and gets you to think clearly again. That's something which you can do even if you're not believing in anything religious or spiritual, that there's any spirit out there. You don't have to believe that to meditate. That's one thing. So there are a lot of practices you can do without thinking about spirituality at all. That's the first thing. The second thing is, well, what is the scientific worldview? The scientific worldview says that you get knowledge from trial and error. You don't know anything about the world, you try something, and either it works or it doesn't work. So far so good. The difficult thing is, what about your feelings? What about your emotions? What about your thinking? Those are topics where trial and error is something which is difficult to be objective. You can only ask people, how do you feel? You cannot measure this. What do you think? So there we are already in a topic when we're talking about feelings, psychology, and also philosophy, where trial and error maybe only works on a personal level. So that's one point about this. So when you say, okay, you're doing this and it's not scientific, well, you have to say, okay, what are the boundaries of scientific research? Aren't there certain boundaries? Yes, they are, on the personal feeling side, for example. And the second point about this is, well, trial and error. How can you be critical about, for example, going to A Course in Wonders when you've when you don't know what it is, and when you've never been there. That's totally against a point of view, a scientific point of view, where you say, hey, you have to try something before you know. You have to try if it works. And then you can say, okay, this is bullshit, or this is a good thing. So judging without trying is actually totally against the scientific view. It is a religious point of view. So the critique of participating in a course without ever having tried it out oneself is actually against the scientific view. I don't want to argue here, I just want to explain why I think it is perfectly, I'm perfectly able to go to such things and just try them out and still be a person who can criticize, who has this philosophical view. I mean, the philosophical view is, I know that I don't know anything, so I have to question knowledge anyway, or where knowledge comes from. So there is, in my point of view, no real discrepancy between those things. Going to a course in wonders, trying it out, doing meditation, and my philosophical worldview. That's something I wanted to make clear on this criticism. But maybe you have an opinion on this, and maybe you want to tell me your opinion on this. I would be very thankful if you let me know in the comments below. Alright, thanks guys. See how fast they're tearing down this building? Alright, gotta go because I'm meeting a professor now and I'm gonna talk with him about, the future. Probably. Yeah, and sorry guys that the vlogs are coming out so lately now. Alright guys, I'm on my way back home from the meeting with the professor, and how it went I'm gonna tell you in tomorrow's vlog. See you tomorrow!